Droid.
Welcome to the Droid Forums News Brief, where your oh so humble host, DG Storm,
Hey guys,
and Serial Killer,
that's him.
yeah, that is me, talk about the top news stories of the week. We have 3 stories this week. We got HTC on the ropes again about their slumping M19 sales. Right. We have the Moto X 3rd Gen 2015 details about that. It's kind of a rumor. And last up is the Microsoft throws barbs at Google.
I know, crazy stuff, huh?
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, the first one here is pretty interesting. HTC's on the ropes again as slumping HTC One M9 sales lead to worst April in 6 years. Holy smokes! HTC sure is on a bumpy ride. Half the time they're coming back strong, and the other half sees them gasping for air. What the heck was HTC's executives thinking with the One M9? They can't release what is basically just a refresh of last year's phone and expect it to do well.
Yep.
Cybertech69 summed it up perfectly when he said HTC keeps making the same mistakes and running off customers and their own talent. They may really be a doomed ghost ship at this point. What do you think?
Yeah, really good point. You mentioned about a refresh of the device. So they had that going against them. Then you have the 810.
Yep, the
heating
issues.
The rumors about that kind of, hit them. And then you had also on top of it, you got all the bad reviews, right? It didn't get great reviews,
Well, a lot of people said they liked its usual, styling or whatever, but it didn't change much, and they didn't like the camera. The camera
right,
was
exactly.
The M8.
Exactly, and they panned it for being like you just mentioned before. It's kind of just like a slight upgrade. And then, as you mentioned in your post, your story, that then you got to factor in Samsung. The big elephant in the room, definitely. So they had all these things going against them right from the very start. So it's unfortunate, but man, like we talked about in this thread, I would not want to be a smartphone manufacturer now. Yeah. It's brutal, man.
I agree. You're right.
So next up is the Moto X, the 3rd generation. So this is a rumor. All the specs on this, and and this is just a rumor. Like I said, it does look pretty impressive. The Moto X is I think it's just a solid phone all the way around, from the hardware to the software. Just everything is just spot on with this phone. I do like to the battery. That would be pretty awesome. I don't know how to say this guy's username.
JKAOD?
Yeah.
Jacowd?
Yeah, Jacowd. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. The jump from a 2300 milliamp hour battery to 3280, that's just pretty impressive, man. That would be really super cool, and it does put it in Droid Max and Turbo territory for battery power. So hopefully this will pan out and it works out.
Yeah, it's funny that you picked him because so did I today. That Snapdragon 808 is an interesting choice if it's true. It suggests that Motorola wanted to distance itself from the bad press of the Snapdragon 810. Even if the overheating issues are overblown, you can't really blame them.
Yeah.
How about that battery? Let's hope Moto does squeeze that large of a battery in the 2015 Moto X, because that is awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like you said, JKOD said it best. That's Droid Max and Turbo territory there.
Yeah. Everybody likes a nice big battery, huh?
For sure.
Yeah. So.
Last up today, we have Microsoft calls out Android, basically calls it a big pile of code. What's up with the mudslinging Microsoft? Sour grapes much? As much as I respect a great deal of the changes that Microsoft has made lately, it's stuff like this that gets me riled up. MS is making millions upon millions off of Android patent licenses. This kind of crap is simply beneath them, and it cheapens the strides they have made to become relevant in mobile. Plus, they are not really any better either. How long did it take you to get some of the cool features on your older Lumia that they already had for the newer ones? Like TechHead said, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That seems the way it's been with Microsoft lately. I don't know. What do you think?
It's interesting because I read into this thing. I looked at the statement and it brought me back to it was back in January. Okay, and I know I'm going to catch a lot of hell for this, but this comment is spot on, and I will tell you why. I'll show you why this is not. He's really not slinging mud. He's kind of stating a fact, because if you remember back in it was in January, I believe,
of this year.
Yeah, but the Android 4.3 had a vulnerability with their web view. Okay, this was on 4.3, and of course it was fixed. It was patched in 4.4 KitKat and Lollipop, but Google refused to go back and fix it. They kind of left all these people on 4.3 stranded out there. All right. And they even said, I'll even have to find this comment. Ludwig, where is he? Here he goes. Where is it? Okay, right here. WebKit alone is over 5 million lines of code. Okay, so this is where Meyerson has gotten this statement, is that they dump a bunch of code and then they fail to support it. And I think this is what he was referring to, was the Android 4.3 leaving these people out, not just pretty much saying, hey, you know what? Sorry, we've kind of moved on. We're going to leave it. And to add insult to injury, with the Project Zero thing, if I don't know if you remember this, but with 8.1, they found a exploit in it. Mm-hmm. And they gave Microsoft 90 days to fix this. Well, 90 days went by, and they finally posted what this exploit was all about, so on and so forth, and kind of called them out on it. And Microsoft said, hey, you know what, we're kind of working on it. And they did fix it, but I just find it kind of, I don't know, hypocritical of them to do what they did, and then they go, then they start, throwing grenades at Microsoft over the same thing that they refused to fix themselves. That's just the way I read into the story. But yeah, great thread. Always sparks a lot of debate. I really enjoy all these.
Agreed. Me too.
So anyway, that's it for this week, folks. So remember, leave your comments in the news stories, and you just may find yourself featured in these Droid Forums news brief. And as always, we thank you for watching, and we will see you next week.
Catch you in the forums.